I have just found the weirdest Easter egg in any game ever, and it just so happens to be in Rainbow Six Siege, to the point where I almost think this is like some weird Easter egg hunt or a conspiracy, R6 conspiracy. Strap in, because this is genuinely wild. So, we have received a new Bravo Pack collection, and if you go to the collection and look at the highlights, there is a new headgear for Sledge. Now, if you inspect or have a look at this headgear for Sledge, if you turn him on his side, you will see that he has a QR code tattooed onto his bald head. This isn't the first QR code that we've had as an Easter egg in the game. Think of Spear got one a few years ago, and if you scanned it, I think it says Sam Fisher is watching you. But this one's really weird. If you scan this QR code, and just bear in mind, this wouldn't work on Android. I had to use an iPhone to scan it. It came up, and it came up with like a phone contact, like they were saved on my phone, and the name was John Doe, and it came up with a phone number, an email address as well. Now, for those who don't know what a John Doe is, if anybody ever is killed or anything like that, and they have no ID and the body cannot be identified, they get called a John Doe during the autopsy. And if it's a female, it's Jane Doe. Straight up curious as to why Sledge is being called a John Doe, or he has this tattoo to refer to him as a John Doe. As we know Sledge's name is Seamus. But this gets even wilder, because I decided to text the number, as it turns out it is a real phone number that they've used. But I text the number to see if I'd get a reply. I am yet to get a reply. If I do get one, obviously I will make a follow-up video. The email address is like not a genuine email address, but when I searched for the number online, it's a real phone number, and this is how I know it's real, because it actually had loads of search results. And what made me so curious is all of the search results for this number are reporting this number as a spam/scam phone number, as a cold caller, as a robocall. I think Americans call it robocall, and they can use like a thing to flag if it's like a bad caller or a potential dangerous caller. And this one had flagged. So this website actually gave a transcript on what they said. And by a transcript, you could also listen to the woman. And she's like, hey, my name's Nicole. At least I think it's Nicole. She's like, hey, my name's Nicole from Personal Injury Assistance. How are you today? And so obviously that's a cold call. Like the whole ad, have you had an injury at work that wasn't your fault? It was very much one of those type of calls. And I am really confused. Why? Why have they added this number? So one or two things are happening. Either A, the Siege devs have randomly made a number. It was an American number, so it started with 1, you saw it. And then it's gone like 555, 1212. Maybe they picked a bunch of random numbers, and then it just happens that is a real phone number. This is most likely probably the option, but I would have thought they'd have checked it. Or 2, this is going to be like a massive conspiracy and there's going to be something else that happens with it. Who knows? But yeah, I would have thought that if they're going to put a random phone number into the game, that they would have checked it. To make sure that it wasn't actually a real number that people tried to call. Now, I cannot try to call this number as it is a US number and they do not have WhatsApp, so I can't call it from the UK. But if anyone here is American and want to call it to see what happens and be a part of this conspiracy, please feel free to and update us. So there's another thing that's been added into the game, which is also cryptic, and I wonder if they're connected. This random bunny holding Sledge's hammer. Now, this appeared on Clubhouse a few weeks ago, and it's not hidden. It's like right in the open. And it appeared again this week on Villa. And again, it's not hidden. It's right in the open. It's next to the cat or kitten Easter egg on Villa near one of the spawns and stables. Like, it's not a hidden Easter egg, but it's like Sledge, but as a bunny. Are these connected? Because the QR code is on Sledge's head, and this is also Sledge as a rabbit. I am really curious as to if they're connected and what they're going to happen. Like with this, it reminds me of the White Rabbit from, I think, is it Devil May Cry? I hope I've got that right. Who ends up like becoming quite twisted. And he has like a really tragic story. Is Sledge going to die? Are we going to get this skin for Sledge? Are they somehow connected? Like, you can see that this is opening lots of doors of R6 conspiracies, and I am already super invested in this. But just for all these to happen and all be on Sledge, I am genuinely super curious and super confused. Is Sledge going to potentially go on a new mission and be the new law point of Dual Front? Is he going to go undercover? And that's why he's being called John Doe. The reason why I ask, is he going to die? Because will he die undercover and they can't identify him as Seamus? Like, what is going on? It is very, very, very possible that none of it's connected. We're going to get this rabbit skin, or like a rabbit crossover, or a Devil May Cry crossover, or an Alice in Wonderland crossover, although I feel like Alice in Wonderland would never happen in Siege, so probably not. But like, are we going to get this rabbit skin-esque crossover maybe for Sledge? And another Siege dev decided to put in this QR code Easter egg. The one thing that just has me so curious and wanted to make a video about it is, why put in an Easter egg so random? Like, it's a very random Easter egg, but why put in that QR code if it doesn't really mean anything? Like, with the Thinker Spear one, when it said Sam Fisher was watching you, I'm pretty sure that might have come out this season that Zero came out, or around that time. And, you know, that's a reference to a previous Ubisoft game, and also somebody who's come to Siege. Like, although it's random, it made sense. But scanning his QR code on Sledge's bald head, and it says John Doe, and it gives up like a phone contact and everything, that's so random. And then for it to be a real number as well, like, it has me so curious, as you can probably hear from the excitement of me making this video. I found all this out today, or like, it kind of all developed and came to this massive conspiracy today. And you know me, I love a good conspiracy theory for Siege. I came up with the whole Vinci Guerra, Zombie Noel being the reincarnated person from the tomb in Villa. That whole conspiracy theory is one of my favorites. So it looks like we've got another Siege conspiracy theory, and I am curious because the rabbit appeared originally 3 weeks ago, and then it appeared again this week. So it's not like it both came out at the same time, but yeah, it could just be a teaser, or it could be something else. And I tweeted about it. I'm really hoping that I might get a reply from Rainbow Six Siege to say if it was a random number, or if it means something, or even just like some eyeball emojis or something. But yeah, I'm fully invested in this. I would love to know anyone's thoughts in the comments below on what you think this could mean. Are they connected? Do you think they're both random? Could it be a new skin? Let me know. I would also love to have some conversations with people, even off of here, and just like in a Discord chat in general, just to talk about various different things if you are invested in this type of conspiracy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this first video on this whole topic, which is probably really sporadic, I guess. But these are my initial thoughts. Have a good day.